Hello Taurus, welcome Taurus. This is your October 2020 tarot reading and forecast. Great to see the subscribers back again. We have great fun here, don't we? Good to see you. I was going to say incidentally that if you have something that you're worried about or that you have a decision to make and you're unclear as to which way to go, just check out the information in the description box and you can see what I do. But now we're going to see what is in store for you for this month for Taurus, October 2020. I'm going to take 5 cards and we shall see what they have to say for you. There is the Hermit. There is the Queen of Discs. There is the Four of Discs. And here, the Three of Cups. And here, the Two of Swords. Excellent. Come down, sit down next to me as is your usual practice. We'll have a look at these cards together while I do the reading for you. The way next month's readings will be published on the 7th. I think I'll put them up on the 7th of October at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Now, US Eastern Time, that is. Gee, let's have a look at this Earth card for you, shall we? Because it has a lot to say for you, an Earth card. Now, I have a lot of Virgo attributed to this, but it's really pushing out the Earth and stability here as well. And what is it saying to me? Well, in each age, men and women of genius undertake the ascent. From below, the world follows them with their eyes. These people go up the mountain, enter the clouds, disappear and reappear. People watch them, mark them. They walk by the side of the precipices. They daringly pursue their road. See them aloft, see them in the distance. They are but black specks, yet on they go. The road is uneven, its difficulties constant. At each step, a wall, at each step, a trap. As they rise, the cold increases. They must make their ladder, cut the ice and walk on it, hearing and hewing the sharp ice to make steps in haste. A storm is raging. Nevertheless, they go forward in their madness, it seems. The air becomes difficult to breathe. The abyss yawns below them. Some fall, others stop and retrace their steps. There is a sad weariness. The bold ones continue. They are eyed by the eagles. The lightning plays about them. The hurricane is furious. But no matter what, they persevere. This Hermit here is the prophet of the eternal, the magus of the voice of power. And it is power that you will have during this period. You will be finding your own light, perhaps going inward, the completion of journeys, harvesting the abundance that results from your effort, resting in your own center and exhibiting, I think, some patience towards things. This is a period also where I think you will be a mentor towards others. People will come to you for advice, and the advice that you give them will be good advice. It's almost as if you are going to be illuminated from within. It's almost as if there is a divine inspiration around you at the moment. There is a great deal of wisdom associated with you during this time. Perhaps you'll be getting away from a situation in order to get a better insight into it, becoming aware of something that you were previously in the dark about, and spending some alone time for soul searching and recalibrating yourself and getting in touch with your untapped wisdom. Like the person going up the mountain when others have turned back. Accept your aloneness. Don't concern yourself with people who don't understand you, who would rather see you be a part of the herd. If you should meet a wise leader or teacher, then join her or join him. Ask yourself this: do you have any unresolved situations or relationships in your life? And if so, tie them off. Now is the time to tie those off. Make a list of all the situations which you now wish to resolve or in some way bring to completion. For whoever embarks on the search for internal light must not be encumbered by unresolved conflicts. Accounts must be settled. Have this thought in mind. I enjoy the feeling of completion and resolution. I will not compromise that which is important to me. I can enjoy my aloneness because I can stop being alone whenever I want. Well, let's have a look, shall we, at what sits beneath this. There's fantastic energy here for you. In fact, there's energy all over here which is really positive for you for this month. So let's wait to see what each of these has to say in some more detail. Now, here is the Three of Cups. Well, what are you saying to me? Well, the waterfalls are energy flowing forth from the source to the earth, being grounded. Literally a fall from heaven to earth. From there they rise up again in the shape of a tree. It seems this silhouette is somewhat chaotic, I suppose. Branches winding and reaching up and reaching for each other, some strong and thick, hard from age, and some thin and spindly, new and still flexible. They go in every direction, but always up, out, never where they started. The result is a beautiful, one-of-a-kind tree, an individual growing in the sun. Now, I think this painting represents all the elements in harmony. Being in the suit of water, it depicts three separate streams, maybe souls or parts of a soul, all moving together and parallel in the current of the divine towards the same destination. It is the harmony of the three pillars and how each one represents a different path to and from divinity and enlightenment, yet each is equal and good, just like the people we all begin and end in the same place, but have our individual paths to get there. And the most powerful thing a person can do is find who they really are and follow their own path to reach that potential. The astrology of this is in this position down here with the Hermit above it. Mercury in the second decan of Cancer. This is the Lord of Abundance. Mercury in Cancer. Well, Cancer is the most maternal of the signs and well placed, I think, with this number 3 here as well, which is about extension, development, generation, motherhood, or parenthood, perhaps more particularly. And in Cancer, well, we find Cancer people around us and they communicate with feeling, conveying a sensitive, withdrawn and thoughtful, gentle, intuitive nature generally, can't they? So Mercury is about will and communication into Cancer, which is about nurturing. So you can express your feelings fully with people who are close to you, and that expression of your feelings is going to enrich your life. It really does speak, I think, of the birth of an idea or a goal, or perhaps even the birth of a child. You will be sharing success with others, and your life is going to be feeling really good. It's a good time for you to tell other people that you love them, and it's a good time to boost the morale of other people. I can't tell you the karmic reward that you get by making people feel good about themselves, particularly those people to whom such words and acts of kindness are very rarely received. Enjoy your riches at the moment, but be aware of their limitations, I suppose, and see them for what they are. Are there any people to whom you have not yet outwardly expressed the love that you feel for them? Give whatever you would like to now, in full awareness of your boundless riches, because today life is giving you everything you need to be happy. And as if to exemplify the great degree of power that still is all around you during this period, let's have a look at this, which is what? 4 of discs. Okay, let me see this. Well, all things in one is this 4 of discs. The 4 of discs is the earth in earth. Stability, power, perfection, strength, perfect harmony between all elements, moving, creating together, lying, existing together as one, recording, building, growing, evolving, becoming. This is the physical universe, the throne of God, the Shekinah, which is the feminine aspect of God. It is God's radiant presence and manifestation. You too are within the all-in-one, in perfect harmony with all else. The landscape is reality, I think, the environment of life. The road you will walk through will take you through crevices in the cliffs that are here sometimes, the cliffs of polarity, down into the abyss at times, across the valleys and deserts, through lush forests and ancient ruins, quickly up the foothills, and slowly again up this mountain. The earth, most sublime and divine temple of the divinity. Here we have the Lord of earthly power. It is the sun in the 3rd Decan of Capricorn. Well, why is that important? Because Capricorn is a feet on the ground, eye on the prize sort of a sign, isn't it? And those with the sun in Capricorn have a realistic, grounded approach to life that can be seen really no matter how dreary the rest of their birth chart is. The sun energizes the Capricorn earth, and material benefits and or power are the result. The sun in astrology is the symbol of your dynamism or power, and Capricorn is the application of that power in a useful way. So I'm seeing manifestation, integrity, character here, strong foundations and stability for you. Maybe a bit of a tight rein on the budget, I have to say, in a time when you might be being financially cautious, saving for the future, protecting yourself and protecting your money and your material things is something that I'm seeing here. Because there is a sense for me that this is a very materialistic card. I think that there's also something in here where this is a time when you are going to find your inner voice, and you also might actually acquire things to show off to other people. Now, you may well be tested not to give your power away, and you need to be discerning about where and to whom you say no. Sometimes you need to pull the gate across this path and let others stay on that side of it. I think it's a time when material and financial security are important to you, and you have some solid foundations underpinning you here. And assets are going to build up over time due to sound judgment and wise investment. You are willing to work for what you want, and you'll have confidence in applying yourself to the world. You are a dependable person who acts with integrity. And I see this as talking about the fulfillment of your personal goals and desires. Say to yourself, though, because there is a lot of power around here, I offer my power in the service of love. Well, let's turn next to the Queen of the Thrones of the Earth. And again, a lot of Earth around here. This time it is Capricorn again, so this is particularly good for you, being an Earth sign yourself. Now, what an interesting painting this is. These look like diamonds, which are coming down from here. Do you know that the ancient Greeks and Romans thought diamonds were tears of the gods, pieces of stars fallen to earth, or even that they were living beings that possessed a soul? Diamond comes from the Greek word adamas, which means invincible or unconquerable, as diamonds are the hardest substance that we know of. All these things could also describe the soul of you. Tears of God, fallen stars, unconquerable and strong, possessing the soul, precious, ancient. The Queen of Discs tends to these things, providing an environment where things can grow slowly and beautifully. There is pressure too, and pruning and shaping, as with the shape of these cultured rose bushes behind her. It's in her garden with all of the elements in perfect harmony that we live our lives, sustained by her milk, food, water, air, and life. Yeah, so as I say, I think that Sagittarius is going to be important to you during this period, as is Capricorn, I think. Now, these can be both male and female, these cards, but this is reflecting someone who is ambitious, affectionate and kind. And these are the things that you'll have during this period. You'll be ambitious. You will be kind and affectionate. You'll be very charming. Very practical, though, I see. And this is particularly good for those people who are involved in home duties. This is a person here who herself, now I'm not saying that this necessarily applies to you, but it does apply to her. This is someone who is ambitious, but who works with instinct and intuition rather than intellect. So this might well be a time for you to use your instinctive approach to things rather than over-intellectualizing things. Now, she is quiet, hard-working, practical, sensible. And what's interesting about her is that she really does possess all the finest of the quieter qualities, but she can, in a sort of a, I don't know, in a reticent, oblique, unassuming sort of way, actually be very sexy and lusty and go after the gratification of her desires. Now, the dark side to her is that she can, I think, have episodes where she retreats into drinking or drugs, almost as if the only way that she can find happiness is by getting outside of herself. But I don't see that as being something that's going to apply to you now that you are aware of it. So she's practical, compassionate, and nurturing, and she has a nurturing attitude towards others, which you should have, and you will have, but you will also have a nurturing attitude towards yourself. I think she's also saying go with the flow. Now, she does represent health and diet, I think, in this position, and go forward quietly, without an overt attack on existing institutions. No Bolshevik revolutions during this particular month. It's the time to go with the flow. There's always time to fight another day. I think there's also the feeling here that you have passed through an arid stretch on your journey so far, and you are now arriving at, well, what I'd call more fruitful surroundings. Now you can rest and devote some attention to yourself and your physical needs. maybe ask yourself, in what ways have you neglected your body, your outer self? Do you indulge yourself too much, too often? Devote some more attention to your health and physical beauty than you have until now. Now, I'm not saying that you are not physically beautiful, but what I am saying is that don't just rest on your laurels. Keep getting better and better. Say to yourself, I give my body the gift of loving attention. It gives me the gift of life energy, joy in living, and health. And that takes us finally to the Lord of Peace Restored. Gee, that's a nice painting, isn't it? Let's have a look at that. The Lord of Peace Restored. What do you have to say to me? Well, sitting down here below this Queen of Discs, it is the moon ruling the first decan of Libra. Now, this is a really happy combination. Do you know that your moon sign describes your instinctive or emotional energies, really? The moon ruling Libra, well, with the moon in the sign of Libra, you're likely to have a deep need for peace and harmony in your life. Libra is symbolized by the scales, as you know, and this can of course relate to any area of life requiring balance, and this includes your personal environment, your work, relationship with others. But the purpose of this card is neutrality, being neither good nor bad. So balance. But in the suit of air, well, it comes from the combination of the suits of fire and water. Air, so sometimes troubles can come up, but, they always do, don't they? So there's going to be here also, I think, for you, the ability to really make good decisions and the power to make decisions, more importantly. Decisions regarding a situation or relationship. And you'll be able to get agreements with things and with people. And there's going to be a lot of mental stability around you during this period, is what I'm seeing here dramatically. Now, it's possible also that you could have been having a hard time about making up your mind about something. It's not an acute thing, but it's something that's sort of sitting away in the background and it surfaces every now and again. You might find that you are dealing with the pros and cons of a situation. Now, although I call this the Lord of Peace Restored, you might find that peace is for you, in respect of something, a feeling of stagnation or passivity. I think it's because you, at present, may lack the information that you need to make the right decision at the time. But when you get it, it's like the light goes on and you can see the situation for what it is, and you'll be in a much better position to make the decision that is right for you. Yeah. What areas of your life are especially important to you? Because you'll now be able to come calmly to the necessary decisions. Take the time for deep relaxation. You're in a good position to examine your past, present, and future. Write down your insights and say, deep peace fills my heart. What a fantastic month. Good job, Taurus. That's the way it is for you this month. Well, I hope you enjoyed that reading as much as I did providing it to you. It's my great pleasure to provide these monthly readings for you. So, of course, just please like and subscribe. It does actually help the channel, and it would help me be seen by a number of other people as well. You were fantastic during that reading. You did a really good job. Now, the only other thing that's left for me to say is this, that you are a legend, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.